So, okay, thank you. So let's get started. So Phil, we would like to know, what role do you play in this business?
I'm a supportive husband. I believe that every relationship is built on a mutual understanding and emotional support. So, as my wife tries to grow and continue to grow her business, I'm a supportive husband. I think that's vital. She can't do it alone. Um, a lot of responsibilities fall on her shoulders as an entrepreneur, but as a spouse, she's got those responsibilities as well. And as a supportive husband, I'm here for every part of it, whether that's helping out around the home, that's sharing information about the business, and just being a listening support and being an ear for her to just kind of dump sometimes on. I'm here for her.
He hit the nail on the head when he said that. And I think that having a supportive spouse is key as well. And to be honest with you, I don't think that there's anything that I've ever wanted to do that Phil didn't support me in. But he's always come to me and asked me questions like, what's the end goal? You know, what is this going to cost us? What if we fail? You know, he always make me think about things in a different perspective, because when I see something that I want to do, of course, I'm excited about it. I think about everything that's great, but he is the person that's looking at everything. And usually it's the financial side, you know, and it's like, okay, what is it going to take? You know, what do we have to give up? Are you willing to give up? So having him by my side to support me and to even tell me that maybe this isn't the best, you know, idea for our family is extremely important. And I appreciate him for that.
Sometimes you got to support by just simply pushing somebody out their comfort zone. You know, she made a couple commitments to the business earlier this year that she's going to need some support on. She can't get it there. She made a verbal commitment, and I think with the right support, she can get there. So
That's great. That's great. I love that answer. And I've seen you really do that. Scott, how do you see your role?
Well, a lot like Phil, you know, I think just being supportive in the work that Elaine does. You know, in my role, I do a lot of consulting and coaching. I get exposed to a lot of great information.
Mhm.
And so, you know, when you've got a business, there's a lot of different parts of it that you've got people involved and you've got systems to try to figure out. And there's financial aspects. There's, goals and vision and thinking about, how to restructure and reorganize. You get a certain level. And so I think, what I do is just listen to her talk, share thoughts and ideas.
I think too, in the beginning, you were the one who said, this is something you need to do. We started taking Juice Plus as a family. And at the same time, I'm over here trying to figure out, I just quit my job as a financial planner and I'm looking for a business of my own. And I remember him saying, you need to do Juice Plus. That's what you need to do. We love it. You can't shut up. You're telling everybody about it. And I remember saying, I can't sell anything. I'm an accountant. What does an accountant know about selling? And it literally was him saying, well, you got all your friends taking it. You may as well make some money, at least cover our costs.
Yeah, that was my main goal when she started out, was just cover our costs, and the business just takes care of itself, and she's done well.
Yeah, that's so cool. Did you have anything else?
Go ahead.
And I know that, having the opportunity to be around both of you couples. I know with Phil, I've seen you hold babies and really get some of the husbands talking and just, coming alongside. And it's just been, and you've done that with all of us, and it's just really sweet here in Indianapolis. And Scott, I know many times I personally have come to you and asked for help and advice, and Elaine always has. Well, many of us even quote you all the time because she's got so many great quotes from you and just incredible perspective. So it's a beautiful thing for us to get to witness and also to have it accessible for us. So Scott, let's go back to you. So Scott, why is supporting Elaine in this business a priority for you?
I guess because she's so supportive of me, you know, it's a two-way street, and I know it's something that she's passionate about. I know it's important to her, and, you know, the social aspect, the financial aspect, and I think just, you know, wanting to be that support and help her succeed, because she's done a great job just helping me succeed at work and just at home.
I almost feel like it's kind of like a hobby that we do together. I try, but I'm not real good at hunting and fishing. So to me, this developing and building a business like with Juice Plus, I think Scott's done a really good job of just creating vision for Elaine. What if you did? What if you took it to this level? What if you did this or did that? And, you know, I think for me, it's just that another opportunity to connect as husband and wife and know that together we're building something. Doesn't necessarily mean that he has to be 100% in the business with me, but that, you know, that having that person to bounce ideas off of, having that person who challenges you, that, yeah, what if you went to that next level? What if you set a goal, you know, and being that encouraging person and that visionary to kind of help me keep going to the next level. I know I could never have gotten to where I am without that kind of, and there was one time I remember, literally it was in the beginning, and I'm talking to like a really good friend of ours, and she wants to come on board as a partner. She wants to be a customer. And later her husband calls me and says, I don't want you talking about Juice Plus anymore. And to my wife, and I'm like, what? And I remember having a very frank conversation. This is a dear friend. And I said, that's like telling me not to breathe. This is who I am now. And I remember getting off the phone, and I mean, I felt like someone had just hit me in the gut. And I remember Scott looking at me, and I'm like, maybe I don't need to be doing this business. And Scott looked at me, he goes, are you serious? Are you going to let so-and-so? I thought, you know, I can't. Do you remember that conversation? He's like, I can't believe that you would let them steal your goal, your dream. They don't know what you know about Juice Plus. And now today, 23 years later, the wife, the kids, the sister, you know, I probably got 10 people from that family on Juice Plus. So he didn't let me quit.
No, and I'll just say that I'm not actively involved in the Juice Plus business. I don't, I talk to friends about it and help her, I'm more of a thought partner to her than anything, but I'm not actively, you know, involved, and I don't think I've ever done one of these calls before. So
I have to say though, when I look at, and you probably don't know this, when I look at how many customers that have come in the business and how many partners have come in the business, you've probably brought in just as many as what I have. So although he's saying he's not active, and that's why I guess I want to challenge everyone out there. I call people like Scott crusaders, in that they may not have to be this in the trenches working, but if you've got enough people who are going to support you like this, I mean, I get phone calls all the time. And I just got two new customers last week from people he worked with because he was having conversations with them. So spouses out there, parents, siblings, good friends, don't underestimate having those, what I call crusaders out there talking about Juice Plus, because it's almost easier, because he'll just say, throw my business card down. We'll give Elaine a call. and there's no pressure. And I swear when it's that kind of nonchalant, I think it makes it more powerful.
I truly believe that. So Phil, how do you help Precious in making this, how do you support her in making this a priority?
First off, it's a priority. It's a priority to Precious. As a priority to my wife, it's a priority to me. You know, it's like, this is my friend, this is my wife, and supporting her is like supporting my own life. It's the livelihood that we thrive off of. It's part of our healthy lifestyle. It's easy to support when you say, hey, I was talking to somebody today who they've got a 4-year-old and they've got like pneumonia in the left lung. And I'm just listening to this young lady kind of speak. And I say, man, you got to flood that baby. You got to flood that baby with some nutrition. That baby, pneumonia is nothing but a lung disease and it's bacteria influenced. And, these kids are in these crowded daycares. And as a young mom, you're rushing to get your child to daycare, rushing to get your child home. And I just think about if she didn't have a supporting husband, like how much difficult it would be, to take, how do you do a thriving business with sick kids? How do you have a thriving business when you're sick and you don't feel well? Like you need some support. It's like, I need some help. So I'm always encouraged. I say, well, listen, I got something that you need to listen about. I got some information. I just pass the information along. And I'm just kind of reminded, because she'll say, well, did you share the business with anybody? I'm like, share the business. How do I share it? How do I? And it'll feel overwhelming. But so many people love to talk. People love to tell you about themselves. And then the more you listen, the more you can kind of just, any way, shape, form, and fashion, whether somebody, we just came through COVID. I mean, and I think we got another soft wave coming through, but nobody in this house was sick. I mean, we're not going to talk about that yet, but man, it was almost like COVID here. Oh, okay, it's there, but it wasn't here. It didn't feel like it was here. So supporting somebody, it's almost like my mom always said, if you get to moving and helping yourself, more people will help you. I don't have to encourage her to do these things. I'm supporting her doing these things. And because it's important to her, it's important to me.
And because he does all of that, that's the reason why I keep going. To anybody, whether it's a boyfriend, a husband, you understand if you have somebody rallying you on, being your cheerleader, that makes you feel like you can do anything, And so the things that used to make me, uncomfortable and nervous in the past is because of who he is. The reason why I don't mind standing on a platform and in front of hundreds of people and just discussing whether it's marriage, whether it's my health, whether it's parenting, his ability to support me makes me feel like I'm Superwoman, makes me feel like I can do anything. So I try harder. So no matter what the business is, if you have somebody that got your back and that's going to make it as important to them as it is to you, you're going to thrive and you're going to be successful. And so to me, that's the recipe right there. When both people get involved, no matter what it is, but it's important to both of them. I can't make it important to him, and just like Scott just tried to say, like, I'm really not active. Like Phil say stuff like that all the time. And then I look up and he had somebody call me, they're like, yeah, Phil gave me your phone number. I have no clue who these people are. So it's a lifestyle, right? We're not on any kind of like health kick. This is no diet, we want to be around for our grandchildren, for our great grandchildren, and for us to be able to share what makes us feel good. It just comes off easy, So because I have him by my side, pushing me and supporting me, that's the reason why I go as hard as I do. That's the reason why I'm able to show up in the form that you see today, because Precious would not speak on these calls. People will call and I would say no, because I would literally start to talk and then start crying. And ain't nothing emotional, about it whatsoever. So he has brought out of me a person that I didn't even know existed.
That is so exciting for both of you. It's just a beautiful thing to see, marriages like that. Yeah, I think that's something that everybody would just really cherish. So in terms of attracting new customers and partners, Phil, how do you help Precious with that?
Well, I'm an advocate for men's health. I just believe that a healthy lifestyle just promotes the longevity of life. So I think it's more or less the lifestyle. People sometimes you'll just say, hey, every day somebody asks me this question, how you doing today? Like, how are you doing? But I really believe they're saying hello, but that's a key to allow me to communicate with them a lot deeper, because I'm not just doing any way. I'm an emotional ball. So I could be grateful, but at the same time frustrated getting out of the door. I can be, we got little small children, so getting kids to school, getting breakfast done, getting kids to school on time. That's important, but at the same time, it's also important to understand that every conversation is an opportunity. I guess that's how I look at it. So when somebody asks me how I'm doing, I always say it's a good day to be alive. Sometimes I get a response from people like, well, isn't every day? Well, you asked me specifically, how am I doing? And today it's a good day to be alive. And some people say, wish I felt like that way. I said, I got something for you then. If you're not waking up and every day is a good day to be alive, I'm going to throw some JP in your face. I'm going to talk about, I'm just them, because it's vital. It's ours is sitting right here I can see it here on the shelf in the morning. Hey, just boop, 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 couple capsules throwing me in my, so I'm intentional. I'm intentional by communicating with others. I'm intentional about listening to others. I'm intentional by being a spokesperson. We had a couple over here the other day and they said, what's those vitamins? I said, time about those are vitamins. And I just did some soft explaining and things of that nature. But I've been taking it. A friend of ours from our kids' school told us about JP. And ever since then, I believed in the product. I feel great almost all the time, except for when I'm just sad. It's the Midwest, it's gloomy. You feel those kind of emotions, but I attract people by just sharing. I think it's important. It's like, if you don't share, you don't care. Sharing is caring. So I think that's the most important thing. Just sharing, just simply sharing.
Beautiful. Yes.
I think he said it all right there. It's, and we kind of said it before, it's just our life, so we're just sharing our life. And I love everybody. And so if I love you, then I want to share with you what has helped me all this time, and I think I will be doing a disservice to people if I did not share. I feel great. And there were times that I didn't. And so when I see people not feeling great, because we oftentimes will want to put a label like depression and stress and anxiety, and most of the time it's a lack of nutrition, it's a lack of vitamins, and it's so close. The feeling of depression is so close to the lack of vitamin D. It makes you think that that's what's going on. And so as a mental health professional, I have to explain to people the difference between the two, and that's what we do every day. We just share, we just talk, we just do life together. And as we're doing life, we talk about those kind of things, because the end goal is to be around for as long as God allows us to be on this planet.
And feel good, right?
And feel good while we're doing it.
Absolutely. Scott, I'd love to hear how you helped Elaine with new customers and partners.
Just a similar approach. I think as I'm hanging out with my friends, whether I'm on a hunting trip, a fishing trip, I'm at work, wherever I'm at, just those conversations come up about health and nutrition, and someone's, talking about they've got heartburn, or they've got stomach problems, or they're a family member. I spend a lot of time just listening, and I don't kind of just jump into the product, but after listening to them, I'm like, we're fortunate. Our family has been healthy, and we've been on a product called Juice Plus for 22 years. And is it 22?
It's going on 24.
Okay, 24. So, and people often comment, I look good for my age. I don't look 70, do I?
Great, brother.
Yeah, so I tell people, like, what do you do? And I'm like, I take Juice Plus. And they're like, what's Juice Plus? And then it gives me an opportunity to explain it. And, oftentimes what I'll do is I'll just throw out a few things that I hear, this is kind of programmed into me because I hear it every day walking around the house. But I just explain to people, are you familiar with Juice Plus? I ask a lot of questions. No. Juice Plus is a nutraceutical. Do you know what a nutraceutical is? No. Well, it's actually the most researched nutraceutical in the world, and it's a supplement. It's not vitamins, kind of just go through all that stuff. And I describe how the product is made, what the process is, 17 of the most nutrient-dense fruits and vegetables, flash dried in an oxygen-free environment. They're picked at the peak of their ripeness. I just kind of explain to people, what it
Good
is.
student.
Amen.
We all need fruits and vegetables, and I don't eat, barbecue is my favorite food on earth. I just, people know my diet, and they're like, how do you stay so thin? Well, I do watch what I eat, but I also take Juice Plus and just explain that. So I think in the process, trying to help them become a little more interested and curious. They asked me, where do you get Juice Plus? And I'm like, well, they don't sell it in the store. And I kind of explain about the direct distributorship and why they do it because of all the research. And so they can't explain that in a 30-second commercial. And if you see products like Balance for Nature, that's their whole program is advertising. They're great advertising, but it's not a great product. Juice Plus, I tell them, is the Chick-fil-A of nutraceuticals.
It doesn't get better than that.
It's a great company. It's a great business. It's a great product. And, then they asked me, how do I get it? I said, you can go online. You can get it online. It's sold through distributors. There's probably a distributor close to you. My wife happens to be a distributor. So if you've got questions, feel free to buy it from whoever you want. But if you got questions, my wife can answer those questions for you. Well, I'll just get it from her. Okay, that's fine. And I don't, try to sell them, but just give them information, and then they become curious. They reach out to her, and what's your name or what's your
I
number?
have to tell a story because one day I was sitting at in my office and the phone rang and this person said, hey, I'm interested in buying Juice Plus. And so I was like, well, how did you hear about it? Well, I was talking to your husband. So got that person settled, got them on Juice Plus. It got another call. Somebody else wanted Juice Plus. By the end of the day, I think I had 3 calls of people who wanted Juice Plus. So I call Scott, he's out of town. And I'm like, what are you saying? I've gotten 3 new customers today. What in the world were you saying? He said, well, I walked by and there's this table full of women and they were all sitting around talking about being healthy. Do you remember this?
I think so.
Health and nutrition. And he said, I just took my hand. And if you've been on Juice Plus for a while, your hand has that carotenoid kind of a glow to it, that healthy look. That was one of the first things people said, your face, there's something different about your face. And I think it was just that nutrition getting into my skin. Well, he said he took his hand and he just laid his hand in the middle of that table. And he said, if you want to see healthy health, look at those carotenoids and those all that nutrition pumping through my veins. Lay your hands up. And he said he had all the other ladies like laying their hands around where he says, like, look like lily white. He's like, no nutrition going through their skin. And that was that one thing. And then I guess she threw my business card down, but you never know what, I think it kind of goes back to that creating curiosity, but not ever making anyone feel like you're trying to make a sale. You know, we all know in Juice Plus, it's bigger than making a sale. We're looking for people, we want to change people's health outcome. And we're not selling a car, one-time sale, making a whole bunch of money. This is truly about changing the trajectory of people's lives by adding Juice Plus. And so,
Yeah, and then, sometimes, I'll meet men who will be just in conversation, we'll be talking about, their wives are bored or they're looking for some kind of work to do. And I just start asking questions. What kind of work are they looking for? Well, they don't really know. They just need to make some extra money and, this kind of thing. And if I'll kind of throw that out sometimes as a business. My wife, she stays at home and she works, and she's been involved in a business called Juice Plus and direct distributorship, and kind of explain it. And, it's a great product and a great business. And, they're like, where do you find out? So I just told them to call Lane, and they call Lane and get on the product first. We always encourage people to get on the product, make sure that they know what it is and it works. And then, a lot of them turn into distributors. Maybe how Brenda got involved.
That's exactly how I got involved. And I'll tell my story about that. Well, actually, I was really sick, and my brother, Scott, you were his business consultant, right?
Yeah.
And my brother came home from his conference, and I was suffering with cancer and autoimmune and taking 13 prescriptions and 50 supplements every day as a single mom. And in Juice Plus, the Lord has used Juice Plus, honestly, to restore every part of my life. So I'm pretty passionate about it too, and just so appreciative. And if you look at you, all four of you, look at your skin, you just look healthy. And when you feel good, you look good, right? So yes, I'm eternally grateful for you sharing Juice Plus. So Scott, how have the benefits of Juice Plus, both the product and the business, impacted you and your family?
How's it impacted us? So, I think there's certainly a financial impact. It's allowed us to, Lane's been doing this for a long time, and it's opened doors to allow us to be generous with a lot of different things. I think about I think about how it's helped you become a leader. You were a certified financial planner, you're working with clients, but I don't know that you had a platform in order to really try to lead people and influence people. And I think the journey that you've been on for those number of years has just helped you grow. I've seen you grow and develop, and think about how it's just helped our overall health in the family.
And I think too, for just being a financial planner, it's really incredible. My prayers were to bring me a business. When I quit financial planning, I loved it, but I wanted to be home with my girls. And as I look at how all those areas that I used to teach people from a financial planning standpoint, creating a margin so that you've got money that you can save, that you can invest, that you can have for retirement, having diversified income streams coming into diversifying your money, insurance, taxes, being able to save when it comes to your taxes, estate planning. When those are all the things I talked about as financial planning, and yet Juice Plus has provided that for our family. We were on a very thin margin when I quit work, and Juice Plus created a cushion for us to be able to save money. It allowed another income stream coming into our household, yet I was still able to stay at home. It allows at a certain level once you hit national marketing director, you get a full insurance package, which is crucial to a lot of people when it comes to a lot of people's financial picture. You know, I think at tax, there's no better way to save money than having your own business. You get a lot of beneficial tax perks when you have your own business. I would never not have a business. So I'm so grateful for Juice Plus for that. And then lastly, you know, I think of our two girls now are in the business as well. And when Scott and I are gone, this Juice Plus income stream can be passed on to our two girls. And that's those 6 areas are the cornerstone of financial planning. And so for me to see how this business has really given us, you know, a great from all sides from financial planning, it makes me smile. It kind of merges my two worlds together. So I love that.
And I also think that, you know, one big benefit of the business is the social aspect and just the relationships that you've built along the way. And I travel a lot, and you're connected. I hear you on the phone every day talking to different people and doing, you know, video conferences, and just the social aspect for you, I think, is important.
Yeah, beautiful. I love hearing all that, and I appreciate every bit of it. Phil, how are the benefits, the product and the business impacted your family?
Just think about the product itself for a second. I just think about when I first started taking it. Being a field guy, I traveled, I covered Indiana, Michigan, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky. So I was behind the windshield consistently. And I'm not a small guy, 6'2", you know, got a little weight on me. Anyhow, I would have knee issues, I guess, from just driving at 45 degree. Flooding my bodies, especially when I started taking the Omegas. I just remember not complaining about joint pain. I think that's where it started from. It started from coming home and not whining about my day. And when I think about coming home from my day, I think about maybe about 7 years ago when she was working in corporate America and consistently came home with a heavy load of frustration, a heavy load of disappointment, a heavy load of, I can't stand those people, you know, let me just say it like that. So then I think about it like, well, okay, you don't get to have those emotions. You know, some people have to suck it up, buttercup, almost in a sense, get back in there, go to work again, you know, but 2014, 2015, when you, okay, so it was, you know, being able to leave a job when you're a two income household, you know, we're a young couple, got little kids, scared me, you know, like, how do I supplement my wife's income? You know, how do we sustain a lifestyle? You know, and I think that's the business is now, I don't have to worry about that part. You know, I'm not always worried about light, gas, water. I'm past that part of life. You know, she can be a student parent rep. She's at the kids' school. She's at my daughter's high school. I don't know how many high school students have a parent that's consistently active that's at the school. My Precious still shows up at her daughter, and she's in 10th grade. So I was like, you're going to have a different 12th grade. Your mother's going to just show up to your school, you know? So if you don't have those freedoms from your position at work and how you bring income in, then like, you can't give that attention to children's grades. You can't give attention to like, they got a teenager, you know, they're curious nowadays. They got cell phones. So unless you're going through that thing every single night, it's so many inappropriate things that they can just have so much access to. But Juice Plus has allowed my wife to be an extremely good mother, a present wife, a healthy wife. You know, she's not, oh, I feel sick today, and shoot, this whole week I had a little soft fender bender, and this whole week my wife's been up in the morning taking kids to school. So it's the dynamics of our house have changed, and I think Juice Plus allows us to be better parents. If you want to be a better parent, take Juice Plus. I mean, that's I don't know if you can say that. But
That's an incredible endorsement.
no, but I remember when we didn't take Juice Plus, and we weren't these parents. So I mean, it's feeling good. Is it's important. If you know, you got to feel good to think good. You gotta feel good to dream. You gotta feel good to live. You know, it's one thing just existing and getting up every day. It's another thing thriving and having admiration. People can look at you and say, hey, you know, it's something about you too. You know, even you said at the beginning of the call, you was like, I just love looking at you guys. I don't know about my palms. If they're,
Oh, they look orange to me.
you know, but they're soft. I got soft man hands. But no, I'm just saying it's important to my wife. It's important to me.
Oh,
You know, my son comes over to this Tower Garden thing and just picks off veggies. I don't know how many kids you know just eat veggies regularly, but I got
And raw.
I got veggie eating kids, you know, and I didn't grow up eating raw vegetables. I didn't eat the rainbow. So I think just the knowledge. I'm always hearing Elaine, you know, daily in my home, coming through my wife's iPad or through some type of Bluetooth device, and you know, I'm like, I know that voice. I know that voice. So I'm just grateful to be a part of it. I'm grateful to have such a product that kind of, I guess, you bridges that gap, you know, because Fridays picking up kids from school, I can't say I never stop at a McDonald's. I can't say I never stop at a fast food. I can't say I don't say, you know what, we're going to get Chick-fil-A today. You want Chick-fil-A? We're getting Chick-fil-A today. So, you know, but sometimes we just need a little bit more. We need something extra, and we need to be conscious about what goes in our body. And Juice Plus allows that. So easy, so simple.
beautiful.
And just to give my 2 cents on that, when he was referring to the business part. So when we said yes, it was kind of like you said, Elaine, with Scott. It was Phil that said yes. He said yes and just handed the whole business to me. But at that point in time, I was in a job that I loved what I was doing because it was in a social work environment, and I was, you know, helping single parent moms get connected to resources, but it drained me. And it made me not be able to show up for my own children or be present in my own marriage. And so I was just so exhausted. So when we, you know, made the decision to just make some changes, it was about me going back to school. So that was the time when I not completely changed, but I decided to go back to school because I wanted to be a marriage counselor. And I too went to Liberty University, and that's where my Christian counseling degree came from. And so at that point, I was able to go to school, right, with no income anymore. Well, that's not correct, because right when I was getting ready to quit, I got laid off. So that was God right there. But I was able to work the JP business and go to school at the same time and still feel like I was able to contribute financially to our household. And then with the JP product, it was really done for our kids. We said yes for our kids. We just thought to ourselves, like, as kids, we didn't eat the way we should. So let's be better parents for them. We was doing all of this for them. And then I healed myself accidentally. And people laugh when I say that all the time, because I had all these issues that I had just became content with, just told myself that this was my life and the way, you know, I had to continue to go through life in pain. I had stomach ulcers, and I'm telling you, these are things that started when I was 9 years old. Stomach ulcers, migraines, chronic fatigue, anemia. And it went all the way from 9 until I was in my late 20s. And so when I started to take JP, things started to change slowly, right? And when I would go to the doctor for my yearly physical, my doctor looked at me and said, "What are you doing?" She actually changed the ultrasound machine because she was used to seeing those ulcers all over my stomach. She pulled it out and put a new one in, because she knew it wasn't me, because this, for the last 20 years, you saw this. And so I healed accidentally. All my stomach ulcers dissolved on their own. And the migraine medication that I used to take was one that had to be in the refrigerator, and it expired in the refrigerator, and didn't even know that had expired, because I was feeling good. So I wasn't thinking about it, you know, and then I had energy to run behind my kids. This is the reason why I was showing up at the school, because I felt good. And so I am forever grateful for both the product and the business, because it allows me to be a better wife and a better mother. And I can do it looking and feeling good. And so I will never, ever go a day without taking it, and even go a day without even sharing it with someone else. Because if it could do this for us, it could change, the world pretty much. We've been traveling way more than we've ever done in our entire life. We went to Africa last year for 3 weeks. And that's expensive, okay? A family of 4, but we were able to afford it because of things, like this. So being in business with your spouse is the absolute best thing, the best decision you can ever make. And you always have somebody to, shoot ideas, with, someone that can tell you no. That's the type of spouse you want. Someone that's not just going to tell you yes because they love you, but tell you no because it's not for the best benefit of the family. So Phil talks me off ledges all the time because I get stressed just like the regular, person. There's nothing inhumane about us, but we're committed to each other and we're going to make it work no matter what. And investing in our health, and then investing in our wealth is what is going to make us successful.
Well said.
That is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. Well, Precious, Phil, Scott, and Elaine, I know I speak for everyone on this Zoom. I just want to thank you so much for sharing. I mean, I want to just run out and tell everybody tonight about Juice Plus, and just sharing your powerful and your encouraging perspective. I know as a single mom, I celebrate and honor great marriages like yours and supportive husbands like Scott, like you and Phil. And that because all of us, whether we're single or married, we have the benefit of your friendship and your counsel and your wisdom and your perspective. And that just means the world to me. And I'm so grateful for Juice Plus. I'm never blasé about this opportunity as a single mom to be able to have my own business, which I never had any kind of business before that. And that allowed me to not only for my health to be completely restored, but to retire from teaching, something that most teachers don't retire, especially single mom teachers, and really be able to thrive financially and physically. And, I will never be blasé about our founder, our company's founder, Jay Martin's mission statement, which is to build a stable and lasting company that will help as many people as possible realize their dreams. And I think just knowing that someone else out there is concerned about other people's dreams, and I've been able to fulfill so many of my dreams as I know you guys have too. And so I consider this Plan B opportunity to be like the golden ticket to time freedom, health freedom, great health, and unlimited choices. And so thank you from the bottom of my heart. And you know what? Thank you to each one of you who are here with us. And we want you to know that we would love to have you join us. As one of the dearest people in the world to all of us, our Dr. Rick Du Bois, who was just this incredible physician. He always said, we need more boots on the ground because we're fighting, and even more today, we're fighting a war, after the last couple of years, what we've been through with just in our world. It's a scary world. We're worried about our food. We're worried about food scarcity and the quality of our food. And what we know is that, in Juice Plus, we have the best of the best. And so, when you consider that you can buy a business for $52 a year and have, and be able to actually fulfill your dreams, to create all these this incredible opportunity to help other people, because I think that's what most of us are about. So it's please get back to the person who invited you to this call. I know they would love to share this amazing product and this business, and we would just love to have you come and be a part of us. This team, this group of people have been really such a lifeline for me and so many others. And, you know, I always say, these are the people I love most in the world. and we do life together. And so please get back to that person. I know they'd love to share with you. We've got lots of great resources. And honestly, every day is better than the day before. So, well, we just bless you all. We thank you so much for joining us, and have a great Valentine's Day tomorrow as you celebrate great marriages and the great opportunity that we have here in America. So thank you.